Happy Monday. And what does it mean to actually live with God? Like for God's presence to surround us, be part of our everyday, of how we navigate this world. And Psalm 15, it's not a very long chapter, it's just 5 verses, but it gives us something of thinking about what does it mean to live with God. Who can live in your tent, Lord? Who can dwell on your holy mountain? The person who lives free of blame, does what is right, and speaks the truth sincerely, who does no damage with their talk, does no harm to a friend, doesn't insult a neighbor, someone who despises those who act wickedly, but who honors those who honor the Lord, someone who keeps their promise even when it hurts, someone who doesn't lend money with interest, who won't accept a bribe against any innocent person. Whoever does these things will never stumble. So it begins to be that sense that it's not just a place. It's not, well, I'm experiencing God, I only experience it here or there, but instead experiencing God in everything, that God is living with us in the way that we interact with one another, the way that we conduct our lives. And it's kind of interesting to think about this. Who does no damage with their talk, does no harm to a friend, doesn't insult a neighbor, someone who despises those who act wickedly, but who honors those who honor the Lord, someone who keeps their promise even when it hurts, someone who doesn't lend money with interest, who won't accept a bribe against any innocent person. So that sense of how we treat people in the everyday, in the every moment, and this is kind of challenging, right? Someone who doesn't lend money with interest, and it's like, whoa, wait, loans without interest? But that sense of how are we giving of ourselves? How are we giving of our resources? We want to live with God. We want God to comfort us. We want God to take care of us. But how are we giving of ourselves, our time, our energy, our resources to others? How are we building others up? How are we speaking with one another? How are we encouraging? And so my hope is this day that wherever we may find ourselves, that we begin to contemplate, what does it mean for God to live with me in my life? Not just, I've only got time when it's over on the side, maybe it's only when I'm here or there, but how does God begin to live with us in the day-to-day? Pray with me. Oh God, we give thanks that you are present, that you call us to a way of living and being that experiences you in every moment of our lives, in everything that we can do, everything that we say, how we interact, our relationships. Help us, oh God, this day to really struggle and challenge ourselves with what it means to live with you daily. Help us this day to open ourselves up to new experiences, new ways of living and being, new ways of taking stock of our lives. Help us, oh God, this day to live with you. Amen. Have a great one.